Lost in the shuffle of three-way trades between the Penguins, the Maple Leafs, and the Boston Bruins is this big trade right here. Ottawa and San Jose. The last time Ottawa and San Jose made a big trade, it shook the hockey world to its core and gave San Jose Erik Karlsson. It also set up Ottawa with Tim Stützle and a whole bunch of other really great assets. But in 2025, we are seeing yet another high-volume trade that, like the last one, I'm going to say Ottawa wins. Take a look at this. Elliot Friedman tweets out, Ottawa-San Jose deal. The Ottawa Senators are receiving Fabian Zetterlund, Tristen Robins, and a fourth in exchange for Zack Ostapchuk, Noah Gregor, and Ottawa's 2025 second-round pick. The replies go out here and say, Ottawa fleece. Okay, I know Sens talk might be a little bit of a biased perspective, but still, Ottawa fleece. I'm going to go out there and agree with that. I don't know, man. Giving up Ostapchuk for a rental is risky. We can get into that and more as the video goes on. Zetterlund will need a new deal in Ottawa this offseason, but he is an RFA. OMG, Ottawa can't keep losing trades. What a bad deal for San Jose. Sorry. Very good, Locked On Senator says. Hockey Barn Review has a poll with 1,800 responses. Who wins this trade? The Ottawa Senators or the San Jose Sharks? I'm going to emphatically vote that the Sens won this trade. They absolutely did. Take a look at the best asset in this deal. Heading over to the Ottawa Senators, it's Fabian Zetterlund. Now, Zetterlund was a really important piece in the New Jersey Devils system when he was traded over to San Jose in the Timo Meier deal. But Zetterlund right now is 25 years old, 5'11", 220, right-handed winger. Look at that, 5'11", 220. Talk about a chonky, stocky, bulky guy. You can't shove this guy off the puck. He is thick. Fabian Zetterlund scored himself 36 points in 64 San Jose Sharks games this season, on pace for 48 points. Last year, he had 44 points in 82 games played. He can score goals, he can make plays, he's a really versatile offensive option. And alongside of all the other younger guys in San Jose, I'm thinking about the Eklunds, the Will Smiths, the Celebrinis, even with the older guys like the Toffoli's and the Granlunds, there was a really entertaining package of hockey to watch from San Jose this season, and a lot of that was in part due to Fabian Zetterlund, a guy whom I was streaming on and off in fantasy hockey this year. I would have him, and then I'd drop him, and then I'd have him, and then I'd drop him, and then I dropped him one more time, and then he was picked up and kept by one of my other guys. Yeah, it's a 16-team league, so guys like Fabian Zetterlund are being streamed, but Zetterlund this season playing for a mid-San Jose Sharks team, not even mid, literally the worst team in the NHL, San Jose Sharks team, was still able to produce a decent amount of points, on pace for about 50 points. He's on pace for 85 games played. That's crazy. I hope he gets all of them, man. It didn't occur to me that San Jose had played more games than Ottawa this season, thus giving Fabian Zetterlund the opportunity to get 85 games on the year. Yes, please, knock on wood, the guy does not get injured. I hope that he's able to go out there and do that. But, of course, this is not the only asset swapped around in this trade. It's Fabian Zetterlund, Tristen Robins, and a fourth to Ottawa. Tristen Robins was an AHL guy with the San Jose Barracuda who hasn't really been great. He has had some games in the NHL in 2022-2023, but he certainly isn't as productive as he was in the WHL. He was a monster for the Saskatoon Blades in 2019-20. That was the season, was Kirby Dach there? I know Dach was there 18-19. What about 1920? Was he there too? It doesn't look like it. Oh, Colton Dach was there, though. Interesting. But Tristen Robins was one of the better WHL players in the late 2010s. Eventually, in the Barracuda system, he was at 18 points in 41 games this season, 18 points in 42 games the year before that. Tristen Robins, unfortunately, does not bring too much value, but he is 23 years old, so you want to hope that there's a little bit more extra potential for him to show off over the next little while here. The Belleville Senators will be getting a little bit of a boost in trying to bring that out of Tristen Robbins. However, going back over to San Jose, you've got Zack Ostapchuk, a guy who was a lot more of a highly touted player when he was drafted compared to what he is now, mostly because he hasn't really been great in the NHL. Only 4 points in 43 games played this season after being lights out in the WHL a few seasons ago as the captain of the Giants and eventually getting traded to the Winnipeg Ice. Last season in Belleville, he had 28 points in 69 games played. So for Ostapchuk, you really do hope that a lot of that AHL and WHL productivity translates to higher levels of play. In San Jose, there's no doubt he'll be given a role, a chance to do that, an opportunity. That's what he needs. Ottawa, he wasn't really vibing in that system in the National Hockey League, so now he's going to get that new fresh start in San Jose. Also, heading over to the Sharks is Noah Gregor, who, like Ostapchuk, just did not produce at the NHL level. 6 points in 40 games played for the Ottawa Senators this year. So if you just look at the NHL production, Ostapchuk had 4 points in the NHL. Noah Gregor had 6. You're swapping out these two guys for Fabian Zetterlund, who's on pace for 48. So a really, really good deal here for the Ottawa Senators in terms of the value going over to San Jose. You had to give up a second-round pick to do it, but ultimately Fabian Zetterlund is that much of a prize that I think it ultimately does work. And when you think about it from the San Jose point of view, you think, okay, they traded away Timo Meier, and the main guy that they got in that Meier trade is now getting sent away for Ostapchuk and Gregor? Yeah, that's not looking really good there, man. I think Ottawa definitely fleeced the San Jose Sharks here. Obviously, for the Sharks, if they knew that Fabian Zetterlund didn't want to re-sign with them because he is an expiring RFA, his contract is at $1.4 million. It does expire at the end of the year. If they knew that they were going to have a tough time signing this guy, that he would have hauled out or that he would have signed an offer sheet or something, then okay, trade him away, get whatever you can, at least in this capacity. You are able to choose what assets you want. And Zack Ostapchuk and Noah Gregor, I guess if they do see some value there at Ostapchuk, then San Jose is willing to take that risk, especially if they felt that they wouldn't have been able to re-sign Zetterlund. The 2025 second definitely helps too, all in exchange for Zetterlund, Robbins, and a 4th-round pick. So I really, really like this trade for Ottawa. Let's go out there and read some of these other things here. Who won? I'm going to say the Sens won this trade. Yeah, overwhelming 83%. Winning rate there for the Ottawa Senators. They grabbed onto Dylan Cousins today. They grabbed Fabian Zetterlund. Those are some pretty good names. Sure, you let go of Josh Norris, but if you think about it, like Norris, Ostapchuk, and Gregor for Zetterlund and Cousins, I think it becomes a lot more stomachable. Heck, even just Norris and Cousins by themselves, you could say, was already reasonable enough when you consider some of the intangibles that Dylan Cousins brings to Ottawa. But ultimately, I really do like this trade for Ottawa right here. First time Greer's getting fleeced. Don't get this from the San Jose point of view at all. He fits in well with the young core that Fabian Zetterlund does. Photoshop done. Oh yeah, Noah Gregor, great. A former San Jose Shark going out there and playing for the San Jose Sharks one more time. That's an underrated part of the trade. I guess the Sharks were familiar enough with Gregor that they were like, yeah, let's just get him again one more time. So yeah, I guess NHL GMs like guys that they're familiar with. Who would have known? But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below either way about this trade right here. Zetterlund, Robbins, and a 4th for Ostapchuk, Gregor, and a 2nd. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.